It's not at all uncommon for mirror souls to be scared of one another, and for that to cause twin flames to fear of intimacy. Whether you're intimidated by the idea of an intimate connection with your twin, or they're afraid of being too close to you, it's perfectly normal. Twin flames are intimate energetically and spiritually at the soul level. And yet sometimes 3D intimacy or the idea of it can become overwhelming. The root cause for the intimacy issues might be tougher to pinpoint sometimes, but fear really affects your twin flame connection, so these issues have to be addressed. Why are there twin flame intimacy issues? Part of the twin flame experience is confronting your deep-set issues and overcoming them. We all accumulate some intimacy issues along our way through life, unfortunately. Old souls, like those of twin flames, go through numerous lives. They accumulate layers and layers of fears and blockages. That can easily lead to intimacy issues for either of you. Twin flames can experience intimacy issues for reasons connected to this life and previous ones. The emotional and psychological traumas their souls have gone through can leave a deep mark. There's a lot of karmic debt to resolve for each twin and the connection in itself. It's very likely that will come across as intimacy issues the closer the twin flames get to each other. And the intensity of the bond only aggravates those existing issues. Intense situations tend to make people feel hesitant, intimidated, or even freeze up, and a twin flame relationship certainly is intense. Any traumatic events from their lives can cause issues that also affect emotional or physical intimacy. Sometimes the reasons behind those issues are very hard or near impossible to pinpoint. I think that the reasons can be very important, of course. They can help you work on the causes and try to resolve them. But if you pick up on the signs, the deeper reason behind it might be less important than trying to work on overcoming that issue for each twin flame bond signs of intimacy. Issues that twin flame relationships run into twin flame sex is an amazing experience. It comes after a long time of twin flame arousal, in energy and in the body. Once you experience sexual intimacy between twin flames, your divine energy harmonizes and you can experience true bliss. But the experience is so profound that it can also cause some major intimacy issues. You might see behavioral signs of that, or you could sense psychic signs too. No matter how you perceive them, if you run into these signs, you'll know it's time to work on overcoming them. Avoiding the truth of the twin flame. Bond. The fear of the intense and special connection with your other half can affect you and all your relationships. You might go on a denial spree for a while when it comes to your flame nature, but that won't change the truth of your soul. Denial, on either side, is perfectly normal in the twin flame journey. Often the less spiritually advanced runner is the one who can't quite accept the path they're on, but they'll come around. We can't stop being who we are any more than a leopard can change their spots. Keeping the interaction. A secret. An age gap is common in twin flame couples. The twin flames might be afraid to share that they have a partner with a major age gap or from a very different walk of life. It's understandable. Twin flames are a part of everyday life the same way everyone else is. The spiritual connection doesn't become their entire universe, just the heart of it, becoming a perfectionist. If you tend to be an overachiever, by and large, you might be setting too high expectations for yourself and your twin flame. True, it is a divine counterpart type of relationship, but that doesn't make you perfect. It only makes you human during this life experience. Comparing the chemistry with a previous situation that didn't go well. Many things in life are connected, but sometimes we make connections where there shouldn't be. The simplest things like body language or chemistry can make you compare the twin flame sexual energy with some intense previous experience. But the intensity is not a sign of toxicity. It can be a psychic sign of your flame bond, but it's not always that. Your previous personal experience with a false twin flame or a karmic partner that left you emotionally scared is nothing alike your twin flame journey. This is a once-in-a-life type of experience. There was, is, and will be nothing else like it. Trying to prove any bond can be just as great. Even the most gifted person can get mixed up as a result of their twin flame magnet pulling them in. This strong connection can stir up a mixed bag of feelings, including anxiety about handling it well. You might be tempted to try to prove that your twin flame bond is not necessarily the be-all and end-all of ties. Good luck with that. This impulse is usually short-lived when it's not coming from the right place. Struggling with low self-esteem. It's normal to feel fear to some degree. The bond can stir up low vibes. They're likely to be caused by some other relationship, though. Release them. Remember that these struggles serve a purpose. The difficult stages of the journey, and the entire reason we go through separation, is to give us an opportunity and space to work on issues that we need to face. Feeling intimidated. It can become intimidating how much you feel attracted to your twin flame. You might be tempted to pull back for fear of not measuring up. Overly sexual behavior. When you're going through a tough patch like the separation, you're feeling hurt. Your soul aches, you're afraid you won't unite with your twin flame. It can cause you to act in an overly sexual way. That can be a defense mechanism trying to keep your heart safe. Don't get me wrong, we've discussed other aspects of this before, and there's nothing like connecting with your twin flame in this way, but it isn't always the way forward when you're still trying to find union. Avoiding the truth of the twin flame. Bond. The fear of the intense and special connection with your other half can affect you and all your relationships. You might go on a denial spree for a while when it comes to your flame nature, but that won't change the truth of your soul. Self-sabotage. Twin flames tend to sabotage their bond. They could turn towards a new relationship or some destructive habit to try to escape the bond, hesitating to make it a physical experience. Spending time together in the spiritual realm makes the divine counterparts comfortable with twin flame energy. But when the two halves realize their feelings, making it happen in the 3D can become a tougher matter. They can be hesitant about having a 3D twin flame relationship. Asking for space. When you feel pressured to share too much of yourself, you can become afraid. Some twin flames are afraid when someone else finds out their innermost thoughts. They can ask for space to regain their composure. Communication issues related to feelings and needs. A person might show difficulty in expressing their feelings and needs as a sign of intimacy issues. When the twin flame relationships happen, the energy flow improves. But communication doesn't always follow suit. It takes work. Not sharing vulnerabilities. Sometimes people clam up about vulnerabilities in order to keep someone at a safe distance. Most women can attest to that type of bravado in toxic masculinity, for instance. Anger as a defense mechanism. The powerful sexual energy can become a source of frustration. A twin flame might act out that frustration in various ways, like anger, resentment, or giving their twin the cold shoulder. What to do to address these issues? In a twin flame relationship, dealing with the intense twin flame sexual energy can become daunting. If you add some drama or unsavory experiences from past relationships, it gets even tougher. You might think that intense sexual attraction would seal the deal, but very few people can handle the twin flame's intensity from the get-go. Trust in yourself. Ultimately, twin flames are more adept at relying on their intuition and inner guidance than most people are. Led by your higher self, and perhaps your own mirror soul too, your intuition already knows what you need to do. It knows what needs to happen to reach a physical union. We just need to learn to listen to ourselves and understand the difference between trusting our intuition and acting on wishful thinking. Ask for spiritual help. The first step in trying to resolve these issues is to ask for help from your spiritual team. Your higher self, guardian angels, your twin's higher self, and your higher power are always ready to help and support you. You just have to ask for help. Take just a few minutes a day to commune with your spiritual team. It's going to make a massive difference. They can guide you toward gaining the insight you need. Your intuition will orient you toward the best answers and solutions. Ask for professional guidance and support. Intimacy issues tend to have emotional and psychological causes, so they can be approached and potentially resolved with the help of specific advice from a therapist, coach, and/or spiritual advisor. Getting help from a gifted advisor or a psychic source you trust can offer you some unique insight. It can be genuinely helpful when it comes to dealing with this spiritual journey. You can find helpful links on this page. Gifted advisors can help guide twin flames through the numerous obstacles of their life purposes. So don't be afraid to reach out for help. A relationship coach can give you tailor-made advice. It can be a lifesaver for you and the other twin.